use favoring. I'm gonna use this thing. Yay! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Committed Gaming. I am Flute5311.
And I'm Soul Slayer, and we have a lot for you today. Oh my god.
We have a lot going on. So much INFOGASM. So we've decided we're going to do a Let's Talk 13. Is just going to be, we've got more stuff to talk about from Gamescom, you know, stuff that Xbox is doing, other developers, but today is just going to be the Taken King, INFOGASM, Info Explosion, whatever you want to call it, Moab of Taken King, whatever.
Yeah, the Moab. I think that's
Moab. We've gone
probably a good description of this. Jeez.
We've gone through, we've watched tons of videos from IGN, Game Informer, high-end YouTubers, Planet Destiny. We've read forums, we've read websites, and we've tried to compile as much information and try to, you know, figure out where all the most accurate information is, and then try to bring it to you in one big, long discussion. So it's going to be long, it's going to be deep, jokes, but it's hopefully going to be a one-stop shop. And wolves are prowling, so I guess I'll go back and do that later. A good one-stop shop for all the Taken King stuff that's been dropped on us this week at Gamescom.
Yep.
So to start out, the Taken King, we're going to be light level 40. That's going to be the new light level.
But there's a
new level. Sorry,
yeah.
New level. So we don't know. We don't know if because technically we are level 20 characters with level 34 light level. Light level is kind of being changed, so we're going to be going up to level 40, which is nice. It's going to be more of a stair step, or it's going to be more of a ramp progression as opposed to a straight stair step. You know, because there's huge gaps between 33 and 34. It didn't matter if you were like 33 and a half, that didn't matter. It only kicked in at 34.
Right.
And so if you went into a mission at, you know, that 33 and a half, you just decided you've got different boots on that weren't maxed out, you were at a huge disadvantage being that one level down.
Oh, that's good for the stream. Just walk into a wall and shoot myself in the face. Yeah, not big.
Correct. So they're going to fix that. It's going to be more of a ramp, but light level, it sounds like it's going to be tiered towards, it's going to be your weapons and armor combined. So my best guess, it's like if you've got all legendary and maybe one or two blues, maybe you won't be quite ready to go. You might have a harder time, I suppose, if you have all legendaries or all of your legendaries and exotics. And one an exotic. So I think that's kind of how they're going to mean your light level will be. It's going to be how much. What was that? I think it was a shank in front of me. I didn't know it was there. So that's how that's going to kind of work in my mind. I could be wrong about that. That's kind of what we're thinking it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be like the armor and everything, and the damage is all going to be still there, but it's not going to affect like your actual level
as much. Yeah, it doesn't seem as well. It's up here.
Yeah,
up by the little pod house. Okay. All right. So with the light level changes, where are we? Year 1 armor is going to be and weapons are going to be left behind, which is fine. Which brings us to why the. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I am that part of the community that is sad. Because it's like, just recently I spent so much time re-rolling like legendary weapons for the Crucible, which I get, like bringing it into the Crucible it won't matter, but then when you get into Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, things where those weapons really matter, they're still going to be useless because it's going to actually take into effect. So it's kind of frustrating for me because I think I just spent 200 motes of light re-rolling a hand game.
Did you get it finally?
I got all but one. I didn't get the well, to the stream out there, I am trying to get the mini Hawk Moon with Timur's Lash. And
Oh, I do have it on here. You can inspect my guy. I'll equip mine right now as you're doing that.
all right, yeah, that makes sense. I am trying to get this. Now, this thing it's fantastic from what I've heard, and I've messed around with mine, that's almost this. The only thing it doesn't have is the stronger target acquisition, which is actually very noticeable. But it has the final round, it has the reduce the mag size and increase the stability and the luck in the chamber, which it's a fun gun. I'll give you that. It's a fun gun.
It's a lot of fun. So, one of the just a quick here. So if there, just to talk about the weapon balancing, real quick. So what I don't understand is if year one weapons are being left behind, then why do they care about nerfing Black Hammer?
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
Why are they wasting the time to nerf Black Hammer?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure. Yes, I agree. It'll still be strong. I get that. If they don't, it's like Fatebringer was in the beginning. When they originally left all that stuff behind in Crota's End, Dark Below Destiny, it was still good. It wasn't the best gun out there at the time. I mean, but it was still good. But it was left behind a little bit. So maybe that's why they're still trying. They're going to nerf it. But I still think it's kind of silly. It's like, well, if you're going to leave it behind, why mess with it? But anyway, that's nitpicking now.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So anyway, so that's going to be year one weapons are being left behind. The exotics they're saying are coming with us. So that's cool. We're still going to have all of our exotics, which is pretty awesome. With that, so we're going to talk about some kind of life improvements that we're going to be getting. We're going to get opt-in lore points. They're saying it's going to be Metroid Prime style lore, which I didn't play Metroid Prime, but I'm assuming it's going to be like you're wandering around and like there'll be a little tone or like a little thing on the screen, and you'll just kind of hit like something on our D-pad, and we'll get a story or a Dinklebot, which is no longer Dinklebot. It would be Nolan North now. Whoever.
Which I found.
I don't know who he is. Apparently he's. Yeah.
Like they're actually completely X-naying Dinklage's voice in all of the previous missions and everything. So it's really interesting. Like that they're just completely outing him. I wonder if something happened contract-wise where they actually had to do that. Because why wouldn't you just like pay Peter Dinklage to come back and record more stuff?
Yeah, we could talk about that some more here. So we're going to have opt-in lore points, which is going to be awesome. We're going to be able to, all of our Vanguard marks and Crucible marks, they're all going to be replaced with legendary marks, which I think is fantastic. That was something that I didn't understand. You have 3 factions that you can go pledge allegiance to when you're out doing patrol mode. You're doing patrols for the different factions. But at the end of the day, if you wanted to buy any of those factions' weapons, you needed to do Crucible. But, for guys like me who I don't even Crucible, bro, I couldn't buy any of that stuff because I didn't play. But I had, rank 50 billion with Dead Orbit, but I couldn't buy anything.
Right.
And I always thought that bothered me. So now you can go, you'll have this Crucible, you'll have legendary marks, and you can use those to buy anything you want. So that's cool. They're going to, something that's going to help free up some of the vault space. And they're making a lot of changes to help free up vault space, but not necessarily, they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with the vault. But your sapphire wire, your plasteel plating, your hardonic essence, all of your class materials, those are all going to be boiled down into armor materials. So you can swap them between all your characters. So, like you and I, we have our dedicated character, our main character, like mine's a warlock, yours is a titan.
Yep.
And so our main class items, we've got billions of our class items. But, so like my hunter, I'm pretty thin on sapphire wire.
Yeah, I was like that for quite some time, where that hunter was just lacking because both of us, and I know we're gonna like catch something for this, but both of us we started our hunters late. Like that was the last character that we actually started putting effort into.
Well, it's okay. They're hunters. They're the special cousin anyway. It's okay. They're just hunters. They're not real people.
They're not real people. Oh, you're gonna catch something for that. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's okay. By the way, if you haven't checked out the video of the week, segue for Hunter
Oh
jokes.
God, yes.
The video of the week is hilarious. The guy is talking about the Hopscotch Pilgrim, and it's a parody on making, you know, weapon reviews, but he talks about how his weapons, he realized that the yellow marks that he's getting hit markers with are because he's playing as Hunter, and Hunters have a handicap boost because they're Hunters and horrible. And he also makes a joke about how Hunters learn how to blink from Warlocks, taken from one of the texts from a pair of boots that the Warlocks have. It's pretty funny. So anyway, quick plug for that. Go watch this week's weekly video of the week. It's hilarious.
It really is.
So that's going to be really helpful. We're going to have all that dialed down. And speaking of factions, factions are now getting quest lines. Thank God. You can now go through and get these weapons, maybe ships, maybe shaders, maybe emblems that we want, instead of just going through and getting stupid packages that never give us anything anyway.
Right. Yeah, here's to hoping we actually are able to fast track some of our loot gathering in this game now.
And that's kind of what Deej and some of the others have said, is that this is going to be, they want us to be able to go in and get what we need, get what we want, as opposed to just grind. I mean, they said they wanted our time is help our time be more valuable. I think that's what he said. So we're not, quote, wasting time just grinding out. You know, they talked about one of the things he mentioned. Well, I want to get this level, I want to get this ability. Well, keep grinding that raid, keep running that one raid, and eventually, maybe one day, it won't be a Forever 29.
Right.
So that'll be good. I think that's going to be very helpful. You'll be able to pledge allegiance to a faction. No new news of any new factions that I've seen yet. So you'll be able to pledge allegiance to a faction, which will allow you to wear whatever shader or whatever emblem, class emblem you want, item you want. So I can wear this sweet one here from my Vanguard, the Warlock Vanguard one, which I think is hilarious. Where it makes, again, we make fun of Hunters. It's the wearable collider. Yes, a fine cloak, but I have a super compressed super collider on my arm. Can your cloak split quirks? So you have all these awesome class weapons that you can't wear because if you're trying to rep up to get that stupid ship that I'm never ever gonna get. You can't ever wear any of these really cool things that you earn. You know, when you earn the Vault of Glass one, when you earn the Crota one, there's no point in wearing it because it doesn't get you anything. It just does Vanguard, and Vanguard doesn't have anything cool. There's no ship, there's no shaders for Vanguard, so there's no point in wearing it.
Right.
This really helps you. So this will allow you to wear whatever cool stuff you want, and you can go through and you can level up, still level up with the factions. And I think it's going to be awesome. And if you want to tell us, so now we have places for, we want to talk about where we're going to be able to get our shaders and emblems now?
Yeah, which is one of the ways they are trying to conserve space now that they're not actually, like, they haven't said anything about actually giving us more vault space. Now, all of your shaders, emblems, and looks like class items.
I hope class items and ships, but neither one of those have been confirmed.
Yeah, neither of those have been confirmed, but they've kind of hinted at that. Those are now going to be unlockables instead of actual items. So now you are going to be able to go to, who is it? It's the Warlock Vanguard.
Not Ikora Ray, it's the other lady. I'm spacing her name. But keep going, I'll find it. Yeah, I've got it written down here somewhere.
Alright. Well, you're going to be able to go to her, and she's going to have all of your emblems and shaders and possibly class items that are just unlocked, and then what we're getting is...
Eva Levante.
Eva Levante. There we go.
Not Ikora Ray, yeah.
You're going to be able to unlock them by doing certain things, and then you're going to be... buying them is what it sounds like, So like all the emblems that you've deleted just trying to save space and the shaders and stuff like that are apparently supposed to be unlocked, and you're supposed to be able to buy them and then just go over to her and put it on for the day or whatever. The only thing I'm wondering is I'm hoping that we're going to be able to like change that on the fly instead of just having to go to her every time we want to change it.
Well, I don't know. First off, let's take a step back. I don't know if you have to buy them. I think if you've earned them, they unlock. I'm hoping that, and one of the things I wanted to quickly touch on is I hope it's stuff that I don't know if it's going to be stuff that you have like now, like all the emblems and shaders that I've got like right now. I'm hoping that it has a way to go back and see stuff I've unlocked, like the 5 billion Gilgamesh shaders that I've gotten rid of from playing Iron Banner.
Right.
So I can go back and pick those out one day. That can go back through. I'm thinking it's just going to be kind of a list, and you just go through. And you can, you know, you're still going to have like your 9 plus your 1 equipped, but you can just go through, pick them, throw them on there, and that way you'll have them all for whatever the day you want to go. Same thing with the emblems, and like you said, if it's going to tell you that if you don't have them, how to go get them, which I think is pretty cool. And so I think it's going to be a really nice quality of life upgrade. One of the things I wish, and it's been on the Reddit lists, is that they would take out the no shader from holding a spot. Like there shouldn't be a reason for no shader to be holding up a spot.
Yeah, that didn't
Like
make a lot of sense.
that's kind of annoying. Yeah. So, and as I said, I really hope they've some people have hinted at maybe that we'll be able to put our, you know, all of our class items there as well. But I really hope that comes through, and our ships. You know, there are so many cool ships out there that you get from grinding out Crucible and Vanguard playlists. I wish you can just, you know, pick them all up. That would be fantastic.
That would be
because
cool.
that's so much space, and you know, with all this new stuff that's coming, even more ships, even more marks and shaders and all that stuff. We just need to have. We need more space, and they said they're going to try to figure out how to do vault space, but they're, you know, again, they're running into system requirements and system limitations that they're trying to figure out, you know, different unique ways to do it. And I think sounds like they're working on different ways to kind of skirt around the vault space, you know, by taking, you know, all this stuff out of the vault and giving it to different vendors in the place that will make it a little bit easier on us.
Right, which I think
we are going to have equipable emotes. That's coming. So, you know, the Luke Smith throw money at the screen emote. Hopefully we get that at some point. Get the make it rain.
Make it rain
J,
emote.
the make it rain Luke Smith Juicy J emote. Hopefully that's coming. Bungie, if you're listening, please make this happen. So all that's coming. That's going to be awesome. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're getting. We are getting 8 new story missions. We're getting a raid called the King's Fall. We're getting 3 to 4 new strikes. We're getting 3 strikes for Xbox. We're getting we'll be getting all the old PlayStation exclusives finally. So we're gonna get 2 or 3 from that. Plus they're gonna have Taken versions of the strikes now. So they'll kind of be like the next level, and they'll have like different pieces of dialogue and things like that apparently.
Yeah, taking
version of strikes
and stuff like that. Like I don't know if it's we're getting different versions or they're just straight up overhauling them. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, no. I think they said they're going to be different versions. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that they're going to be it's a different version completely.
Okay.
Let's see here. So with the one thing, I'm going to throw a quick shout out to Dado here because it's his video is hilarious. The new strike, PlayStation exclusive strike. He's done several videos. He did a video where he designed a raid, his own type of a raid, and it looks the strike that's coming with PlayStation. It looks very similar to the raid that he designed, and he did a separate video talking about just jokingly about how they stole his idea. He's like, but seriously, Bungie, just one shirt, and it's gonna all go away. Size small, Taken King shirt. And it's gonna all go away. it's hilarious. I'll throw a link in the description below, but it's pretty darn funny.
You know what the funny thing is? If they actually give him the shirt.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, so he's been. Well, anyway, but it's going to be pretty good. It was pretty funny, and so we're getting new strikes, a new raid. Some of the missions we're getting are taking us back into different areas. We're going to go back to Vault of Glass to find out what happened to Praedyth, and hopefully get to find out what happened to K-Bar and stuff like that, and find this. Gosh, I want to know the Vault of Glass. I mean, if you read some of the Grimoire, it is such a weird and out of time place. Like apparently. And some of the other lore pieces talk about how nobody knows that the Vault of Glass raid even happened because it was out of time. Like that's some of the speculation is that like when you go back to the tower, like nobody talked about it. Like when you go back now, talking about here in Crota, like people talk about you saw Crota and stuff like that. Like nobody knows that the Vault of Glass raid allegedly even happened except for those who went in because it was completely out of time. And it's such a crazy place, and I think that's going to be. I think we're going to be going back to there for a while, just learning bits and pieces. But there are screenshots of going back into the Crota's End raid and getting stuff, and that all kind of leads up to the Taken War event that's going to be building up. So I don't know. That's going to be super cool. I'm pretty excited about that. With where was I? We're getting the new exotics, tons of new exotics. We're getting, they said, a dozen new weapons and half a dozen new exotic armor pieces per class. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I heard one guy that they did an interview with said it was like something like 30 exotics or over 30 exotics, and it's like, oh my god.
Well, it would be 30, right? So 6 times 3, 18 plus the dozens. That's 12. So that's 30 exotics that we'll be getting. Now, I don't know how many of those are going to be PlayStation exclusives. Probably 25 of them, and Xbox is only getting 5 exotics.
Right.
So, like we do. Like we do. But we will be getting Hawkmoon. We will be getting Monte Carlo. We'll be getting Fourth Horseman. So we'll be getting all the PlayStation stuff. So it's going to be really like Christmas for us Xbox people, finally. Getting all these other things. But some of the stuff we're getting, as far as exotics go, we've seen pictures. Some of the videos have shown images of the 347 Vesta Dynasty, which is the scout rifle.
We got the Jade Rabbit.
That one is a PlayStation exclusive. That one we are for sure not getting.
Oh.
Yeah, that one is a PlayStation exclusive.
Of course.
Yep, Debbie Downer. Yeah, of course it is. They've talked about a auto rifle that shoots bolt lightning. Can you imagine just an auto rifle that shoots out, Titan lightning bolts? Pretty freaking sweet. We've got a heavy fusion rifle, and what was that thing called again?
I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it's being compared to the Halo Spartan laser, except it bounces around corners.
Here we go. The Sleeper Stimulant.
Yep.
It's the one. So that's the one that if you get the physical edition of the Taken King, it's the schematic. That's what the schematic is for, and it's supposed to be pretty sick. I guess it equips as a heavy, and it's supposed to just charge up and shoot just tons of lasers. I'm guessing in my mind, I'm thinking just a giant pocket infinity that doesn't suck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, is a massive pocket infinity that doesn't suck. There's also supposed to be a sniper rifle that blinds people on precision hits. So all kind of new stuff coming with exotics. One of the coolest things, though, that I think is coming for the exotics is they automatically come with their namesake perk.
Yeah, that is a fantastic thing, where now you don't have to grind through all of the upgrades besides the last couple damage upgrades, at least for the old exotics, to get to the namesake perk, where the gun actually starts doing what it's supposed to do. It actually starts feeling like an exotic. Now, like they said, the new exotics will actually feel like exotics as soon as you put it on, as soon as you equip it.
Which is super cool. Let's see here. One of the things that we don't know anything about, speaking of, we're just going to kind of keep going along the weapon line here, is there have been images of a sword, what looks like a sword, freaking sword, in the heavy spot. Now, I've seen images with a solar and an arc version, so I'm guessing it's going to be legendary. and not exotic, because the exotics are, you know, they're stuck.
Yep.
But it looks very much like a sword.
Yep, and they said that Eris Morn is going to put us on a quest line to find a forgotten weapon type. So that's why people are starting to think that, like, besides the fact that the symbol actually looks like a sword, that it's like all the intel starts pointing towards that as well.
So again, sword not confirmed, but it looks, you know, it looks like a sword.
It looks like a sword. It smells like a sword. Looks like a sword.
looks a lot like a sword to me. I'm hoping we get the cross map melee sword from frickin' Halo.
Oh,
I hated that stupid thing. Like 7 times I played Halo. I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. Speaking of quick Halo tangent, if you can get the Needler if you live in the UK. That's a pre-order bonus now for the Halo 5, but only in the UK. Okay, anyway, sorry, I thought that was hilarious. Only in the UK. So Eris Morn might be giving us a sword, which is freaking sweet. Let's talk about Crucible a little bit. We're getting 8 new Crucible maps, which is kind of cool. Getting 3 new game modes. We are getting Mayhem, Rift, and gonna be my new favorite, Zone Control, because it's all OBJ. Thank God.
Yeah, you have been complaining about that ever since we left Call of Duty.
Ever since we left Call of Duty, I've been complaining. Oh man, so they're saying Zone Control is basically going to be the control game type, but it's going to be straight objective. Kills will not matter. It's just straight objective. So capping the zones, taking care of the zones, protecting the zones, that's all it's going to be. And I am so flippin' excited because I'm not a Slayer. I'm not. I occasionally hold my own. I think if I look around at my Destiny tracker stats, I think I'm holding around like just under a 9.9 KD. It's not my strong suit, but I am very much excited that it's going to be straight OBJ. Objective work for this guy. I might actually enjoy Crucible at that point.
Yeah, because when it came to Call of Duty, you were always our objective guy, and you did it damn well. Like that was your thing. You got those points. So it's just I'm actually happy for you. I'm very happy for you that we're.
I'm happy for you. Well, I mean, you know, you and the other guys in our fire team, Fenris and Fire Under Oath. You guys are really good at slaying out. That was not typically my role. I mean, you know, when we did 4-man stuff in Call of Duty, and my job was to go and hold zones, get in behind people and hold zones. And, you know, sit back and do what I could do there. And I'm very excited that that's going to happen. I think it's going to slow down, in theory, slow down the gameplay a little bit, maybe. Maybe set up a little sniper action. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. One other thing that's going to come...
changes. Like, it always surprises you.
It does. But I'm going to let you talk a little bit about the bounty system and how they're in quest lines for the Crucible.
Actually, I have an idea. How about you do that? Because I just got my battery notification because it's gonna die.
It's gonna die. Okay, cool. So the Crucible, they're gonna have quest lines, mission lines, I should say, quest lines, mission lines, however they want to say it, for the Crucible now. So it's not just go here, get 5 hand cannon kills, go to the next thing. They're going to also make it so that the bounties can be done in that. But then they wouldn't have salvage as a game type. And so it'd be like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do? So you weren't able to complete that mission until it was available again. So they want you to be able to get in and complete the missions. And with that, I guess if you complete all of your missions for all your bounties for the week, you can get a 6th one, like an ultra bounty, and it'll eventually lead you to legendaries or exotics, I guess. So that's kind of cool that they're again buffing the PvP quest lines a little bit, which I think is good. You know, they needed it. I know they needed it. As a PvE guy, I'm still, you know, still going to be doing that. But I think it's still good that for those who really enjoy PvP, they've got stuff they can actually do now instead of just, well, run around and shoot people for days and hours on end. Make it a little bit more of an immersive experience. So with that, let's talk about with the weapons. Maybe we could talk about this point. The gunsmith. We're gonna have the gunsmith. It's gonna be now a lot more useful. So it's gonna give us reasons to go back to the tower as opposed because we can now complete bounties, daily bounties. You could turn them in via, you know, when you're in orbit and stuff now through your heads-up display instead of having to go all the way back to the tower. But we still have reason to go back to the tower and tell us a little bit about it.
I'm actually kind of really excited because now with the gunsmith, we are actually going to have rep with him, which is fantastic. I was so excited because I like that guy. I like that crazy guy that sits in the corner and starts yammering on about the old days and why does what was a couple
how many
of
times
things?
He's been reset.
Yeah, how many times he's been reset and it's wait, do I remember that? Wait, was that real? Like, I love that guy. He's fantastic. So I'm happy we're going to be able to go back and actually, like, do stuff with him now. And then, as you go up in your rep, you're going to be able to have access... Well, actually, sorry, no. You're going to go up in rep, and they're going to have weapon testing, which is... You take a certain type of weapon out and you complete like bounties with it. At least that's from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, the weapon itself will have a bounty. Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you do so many of that and get your rep up and so on and so forth, you're going to be able to have a what is it, like an armory day?
Arms Day. Yeah.
Arms Day. Yeah.
Which, as Sir Wallen jokingly said, it's not going to the gym Arms Day. But
right.
Arms Weapon Day.
Arms Weapon Day, which is kind of exciting because then with that you're going to be able to actually like order a weapon and then like I think they said like a couple days later it'll show up with random perks. So I'm actually kind of intrigued about how
they're
that
saying
gonna work.
Arms Day is going to be on Wednesday, so I'm imagining all the sweet Arms Day videos that YouTubers are going to be coming up with. I'm sure.
Of course.
Arms Day unpackaging. What did I get in the mail? Where did I get my special order? So, anyway, it'll be neat. It'll be fun to do. So it's gonna be. It'll be great to have. There's one more kind of awesome thing. It seems like they're just really introducing a lot of good stuff to do throughout the Destiny universe. One more quick thing I wanted to point out in Crucible that I saw in another video. Some of the video from, I guess it was E3. A lot of people that are doing videos right now, they're just using some E3 footage. There's a video. So we all know that one of the Crucible maps, maybe we all don't know, is going to be in an old tower, which is cool. We get to go back to an old tower.
Yeah.
Or a tower that's no longer being used.
Yeah, which I'm thinking it's like if you go over to where the speaker is and you go to the right instead of the left is a giant closed door, and that closed door has like when you look over it has like overgrown living quarters and stuff like that, and then when you see the Crucible map it reminds me a lot of that. So I'm actually thinking it's like that kind of area in either our tower or like an older tower or whatever, but it's like it's that area in the back.
Yep. Hopefully so. But the cool thing is that I saw, and I, you know, one of the things you just kind of, like I said, I've watched so many of these things over the past 4 days, just trying to get as much information as I can. There's a soccer ball in one of them. There's a soccer ball.
Yes. We can have soccer matches.
I secretly hope that the soccer ball does damage. I secretly hope you can kick the soccer ball at somebody and it'll do damage. Maybe not a ton, not a ton, but just enough to do a little bit of damage. And you can somehow get, you know, impact damage. Like take Call of Duty, if you hit somebody with a grenade, if you, I don't know what that is, but if you like direct hit somebody with a grenade in Call of Duty, you can kill somebody. It doesn't do a lot of damage for a direct hit, but it does some. So I'm thinking if you hit somebody with a soccer ball, you get, you know, death by soccer ball or something like that.
God.
You get like some sort of sweet David Beckham achievement unlocked.
So I have to take a little bit of a tangent on this because you just reminded me, if there is a soccer ball on that Crucible map, that what we had in Halo was they were movable items, things that you like had collision, you could kick them, they'd move around. But they were like indestructible, so that you could do whatever you wanted to them, and they just move around. We used to have videos because you had like theater mode in that. Where
back, you know, theater mode's a thing.
Theater mode's a thing, yeah. We used to have videos where people would track a cone that got hit by a rocket, flew across map, nailed somebody in the head, and killed them.
That's awesome.
Like,
so anyway, Bungie, if you're listening,
might be something like that.
We've seen it. I've seen videos from E3 of a soccer ball in the tower during a Crucible match. I want that to happen. I want to be able to kick a soccer ball at somebody and kill them with a soccer ball. Anyway, I saw that. I just wanted to throw a little random tidbit out there. I thought that was hysterical. So let's keep going here. So we still have a ton to do.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to hide here because I'm looking at my notes while there's a frenzied wolf. So I'm just going to throw nades and hopefully I don't get killed. We talked about pledging allegiance. We talked about emblems, shadings. We talked about mayhem, rift, 34790. We talked about swords. Soccer ball, trials. Oh yes, trials bounties. There are now going to be bounties for Trials of Osiris.
Yeah,
which,
no, I'm kind of excited about that. Like they haven't really said a whole lot about it, but they have said that they are coming. So I'm kind of really excited because then you're going to have a reason to go back into Trials besides trying to get those get to the lighthouse or get your so many wins to be able to get the loot out of it. You're actually going to be able to go in, and even if you're not like winning, you're not getting the kills that you need to get, the wins you need to get to be able to get the loot that you want, it's still not going to be a giant waste of time to be in there.
It's still a waste of time, but if you say so. They are also, so I wonder if that will allow you to like rank up with Brother Vance or to get something cool with Brother Vance. So I don't know, could be neat, could be something interesting. Make it, maybe it's a way to get it to get stuff without winning, to go into the lighthouse, or you know, for those of us who are never going to get that far, that maybe that would be a way to kind of get that gear. I don't know.
Maybe.
They are implementing, continue talking about Crucible, they are implementing a mercy rule.
Yes, which is actually really,
Destiny.
really good. They're putting in a mercy rule where if your team is being dominated, like immensely, like you guys are just getting completely and utterly destroyed, that it'll actually end the game.
It'll end the game.
So that you don't have to actually like suffer through that.
Yeah, well, because I mean, you just leave at the end of it, right? You just bail out. I mean, that's what I've started to do. I just started doing Iron Banner. You know, if we get to a point where we're 6,000 points down, it's not worth me waiting around. It's not worth my time to sit around. I'm not, having that one token is not worth it to me. You know, I'm in this game to have fun. If I'm getting absolutely crushed because I spawned into a game that's already 3,000 points down, it's not worth my time. I'll just get out of there and go do something different. So anyway, I think that's cool. And they're gonna have the mercy rule put in there. Let's see here. Talk about the. If you all have not seen the trailer so far, there are two trailers. I guess two trailers, and a Suros video. The Suros video is kind of neat, but there's a trailer with the Taken King, kind of like leads up everything that we've done through year one and kind of up to now. And then there's another trailer about, We Are Guardians. And those are both awesome videos. And the one video shows tons of cutscenes. There's a freaking space battle, like looks like straight out of Star Wars. Which I think they did steal something a little bit out of Star Wars, not gonna lie. They've got that opening cutscene. The opening scene of that video where they've got the Warsat and an asteroid kind of falling through space and just kind of floating around, and it shows them crashing into the dreadnought, which that was a Star Wars thing, but whatever. It's still pretty freaking awesome. They show a picture of, they've got a clip of the people in ships, guardians in ships. We've got people walking around towers. We're going to have cutscenes that are going to be skippable. They've got I guess they're going to have improved talk and banter between the NPCs and the tower. They've got a clip of the Queen's brother. Looks like he might be crashing a ship, or in a ship somewhere, getting wrecked somewhere. So that's kind of interesting. How many of these things are we going to get? This is crazy. It looks super cool. Go check out all of those videos. They all look very, very good. They're well done, and I don't know. So we're talking about the hype of the Taken King. We're very excited about it, but they still have a lot to prove. We were this excited when they did House of Wolves, and it didn't deliver. So this by no means gives them a free pass. This by no means this hype is not justifying a pre-order by any stretch. It's just adding to what's there, but I think a lot of people are justified in not buying it, not pre-ordering it, and just kind of waiting to see what happens, because it's going to be, they still have a lot to prove.
Mm-hmm. No, I think the new rule for Destiny is wait and see, because it's
wait and see.
You get told all of this stuff, but then when you finally go into it, it's not what they promised.
Yep. And they are going to be doing a similar thing that they did with House of Wolves. They're going to be doing Twitch presentations. So that'll be pretty neat. We'll be covering those for you. Whenever they come out, they're going to be diving into more detail on progression, and I'm assuming just kind of all the little nitpicky things. There are going to be the Dreadnought is going to be an explorable area. There will be a player-triggered public events where you have to go and kill some sort of boss, but they're player-triggered, which is pretty slick. It'd be kind of neat to see how those work out. What else? I'm trying to figure out what else there was to talk about. I think we plowed through a lot of stuff here.
We did, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, the loot system. I know we kind of skipped over that, talking about quality of life improvements. The loot systems, they're going to be completely overhauling it a little bit and improving it. They said they're going to be taking the Cryptarch and a lot of the RNG, going along with they want your time to be valuable in the game. And they're going to be going through and seeing, I guess it's going to look at what you have and then give you something that's going to be of value to you. I hope that when they do that, it looks at across all three of your characters. I hope that it's not just like, well, you have all crappy guns equipped on this guy, I'll give you this, but that doesn't do you any good because your main character has all your other best guns or whatever else. So anyway, I hope that as they're doing that RNG overhaul, it looks at your whole loot system that you've got already, everything you've already gotten.
Yeah, which I'm kind of skeptical about that whole thing. Oh, we get a public event at the steps. But I'm kind of skeptical about all that, because they said that the Crota raid was supposed to do that kind of stuff. Like, it was actually supposed to look at what you had and figure out what you need. And there's still a lot in there that I've gotten twice, and a lot that I haven't gotten. So.
Well, and I mean, it did do better, right? Crota's Inn did better than Vault of Glass. I can't agree with that. Like, I mean, we weren't forever 29s. I mean, whatever it is, 31s, 32s. So that it was better. It wasn't great, but it was better. So hopefully they're continuing to dial in. Luke Smith. A did a great video where he answered 100 and whatever questions in 6 minutes. Yep. 104 questions, 6 minutes. We'll link that down here. That's hilarious. Did a lot of good videos. They made fun of Paul McCartney a lot. It was great. But one of the other Luke Smith things that he did, now that I'm completely spacing it, he said, with all the other games that we've done and released, you have a big exhale when you finally release these games. He said with Destiny, it was we took a deep breath because it's like we had to fix all these things. And I think again, Destiny is a kind of a unique game. They weren't sure what it was going to be. They weren't sure what the community was going to do with it. And I think I'm hoping year 2, they've learned a lot. I mean, obviously they've learned a lot. They figured a lot of things out. Hopefully they're addressing a lot of things. I think, they're going to start to hit their stride. Probably year 2 or 3, they'll really, really get it dialed in and make the rest of, the middle class and senior year of Destiny. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think they're still getting it together. I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to buy it, give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm loving this game. And, yeah. That's kind of where I am with it. I think they're again, like we just said, they're working on it. They're getting there. And it's good to see that they're not just cranking out hopefully not the same crap, and they're trying to make it all give us what we want in theory and what they want the game to be in their mind.
Yeah, I'm still playing the skeptic here because I'm looking at the history. I love this game. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love playing it every day. It's a blast. But I don't know. With the new content, you learn to keep it at arm's length. You don't get too excited, too invested yet until you actually know that it's actually something good.
Yep, with a grain of salt. I mean, and Destiny's earned that, right? They've earned the mark of, well, I'm gonna sit back and watch. They earned that badge. It's not a good badge to have, but they earned it just because we've all been burned a little bit before. So hopefully they'll get back on the hype train and get back to where they need to be, and take everybody's what's the word? What am I looking for? They'll be back in the good graces of the community.
Here's to hoping.
So we'll see. Here's to hoping. I'm looking through my notes here. I think we covered it all.
Oh, got something?
I did. It's something stupid. Not stupid, but it's something minor, completely minor. You will be able to turn in like ammo, motes, parts, and mats to your different factions to level up more. That was one of the things that somebody somewhere kind of talked about, that you'll be able to turn in different materials to level up. Something minor.
Yep. But
and there was a game clip. There was a game clip of a flaming machine gun. I'm hoping it's the solar version of Thunderlord.
Thunderlord's angry cousin. I want it.
Angry, fiery cousin. And I am stuck in a loading screen for days right now. Okay, well, I think that just about wraps it up. It was a long podcast, but again, we tried to pull as much information as we could. We've been scouring the internets, watching days upon years of YouTube videos. I'm so tired of seeing crappy ones. I know we're not the best YouTubers out there, by God, I completely know that. Do we have original content? No, not yet.
Working on it.
The keyword there. We are working on it. But man, there's just so much dumb stuff out there. But we're trying to help put it all in one big spot. So take your time, take a load off, sit at work, throw in your earbuds, and listen to us ramble and watch us patrol around Earth.
With a random explosion in your ear.
Random explosions in your ear. It's good for you. All right, well, I think that just about wraps it up. We'll probably do another quick video just kind of covering Gamescom at some point, because a lot of cool stuff has come out about Gamescom. But well, that's all for another day.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I got cockatiel. Yeah, I got a cockatiel. I got cockatiel. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten a cockatiel. So there's that.
Interesting.
Xbox first for me.
New bugs, yay!
New. Thanks, Bungie. With that, so there is a patch 1.2.0.5 coming. I don't know what's going to be in it, but that was what they took the system down for the other day. So that was in the weekly update. Whatever that's going to be. All right, but seriously, we're leaving. Seriously.
But seriously.
We're out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm Flute5311.
And I'm Soul Slayer.
And all you gamers, stay committed.